Hey there, got another review of a book, and it is Redwall by Brian Jakes. Probably one of my favorite books. I haven't read it for a very long time, but it is still one of my favorite books because it holds a very special place in my memory as a child growing up. And because of that, it is one of my favorite books. And if you've never read the book, it takes place in what I can only describe as a medieval setting, as you can tell by the little mouse on the cover in his green robes and sword, broadsword, and shield. And it's similar in style to Lord of the Rings and some other works of fiction like that. George R.R. Martin's work in Game of Thrones, which I'll probably also do a review of if I can ever get around to reading the book, the first book, so don't spoil anything for me. But it definitely has that sort of feel, more closer to George R.R. Martin's work rather than Tolkien's work, but still very, very good. It can stand on its own if you've never read either Tolkien or Martin, anything from them. The back of the book says, "An animal world as compelling as that of the wind and the willows. The wind in the willows, sorry, will keep fans of Tolkien and King Arthur tales engaged to the final battle." So that is something to say. This book will definitely keep you entertained and will definitely grab your attention and just hold it until the very end. And as you can see, looking around this book, it's very tattered and the pages are starting to yellow compared to the inside of the book. And the binding, the back is all rippled and torn, and just it's definitely seen better days. But that, I think, is the sign of a good book. When the book features tears and on the cover and yellowed pages and a binding that is wrinkled and just worn like this one, I think that is a good sign of a very good book, a book that is definitely very entertaining because you are obviously opening the pages and reading the book. If this binding was not like in the condition that it is in, then there's probably a sign that it either one has not been read yet, or two, it just wasn't a very good book from the start. But this book is a very, very good one. There's some reviews on the inside here. It says charming, roll kicking, rollicking, good adventure from Fantasy Review. It's another good one. Another says good, absolute, absorbing fantasy from the Philadelphia Inquirer. I actually want to see when this book was published because that might give us some information as to when. Usually books have this thing in them tells you when they're published. Just like the first few pages are just reviews and stuff like that. See if this page has anything. Printing history. It has stated 1986, and then about 10 years later, in 1998. So between 1986 and 1998, it was published. So definitely a good read if you have not picked it up yet. Read it, I would definitely suggest it as a good read, and I give it an A plus. going to be the new rating system. It's going to be an A plus on storyline and everything like that, and another A for cover art. Because I mean, you look at this cover, and that just grabs your attention right away. That mouse with the sword and the shield, because not many books do that. And also on the back cover as well, it gives you a very good description of the sort of book this is. And then there's some more woodland creatures on the back. You can see in the corner there's a little weasel with a spear, or a rat with a spear, kind of giving you sort of giving you a good expectation of what the book will. So if you want to give this book a read, I would definitely recommend trying to pick it up. And I don't know if it's on. There's the title. I was gonna say I don't know if it's on. And it's probably on Amazon. I don't know if it's on any other sort of streaming service like Audible.com. Not sponsored by them or anything, but I don't know if it's probably on Audible. They have 1,000 other books on there, so you guys can go check this out. Once again, it's Redwall by Brian Jakes, and you guys can go check out some of the other books in the Redwall series. It's definitely a recommended read, and I give it an A plus on my rating scale. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next book review. And until then, happy reading.